Yeah, I'm Mark Jaquith. I'm one of the lead developers on WordPress Core. Been working with WordPress for 7 years.
I'm Andy Nason, one of the core developers on WordPress. I've been on the core team for about a year.
Mark, why don't you tell us a little bit about your passion and your focus, which we just heard about in the session a bit, in terms of security and what WordPress is doing there.
Yeah, so I think security is one area where plugins and themes are falling short on the whole. So I give a lot of talks where I tell developers how they can make their code secure. It's really not a difficult thing, it's just an issue of lack of awareness for the most part. So I give talks on security, and I blog about that too. I do security consulting on the side. So.
Excellent. And Nason, I know you mentioned in there something I thought was really cool, this debug admin bar tool. Can you tell us a little bit about that for people who haven't seen it yet?
So the debug bar is a new plugin for WordPress 3.1 that uses the admin bar. And a lot of people, some people love the admin bar, some people hate it. Really what I can't wait is for those who are disabling it now to want to then enable it in the future when more features come onto it. So the debug bar and the debug bar console are just the first step on what could possibly be done. There are a lot of things like, spark lines and front-end posting and all these great things that can be done with it, but the debug bar is kind of the next step for a lot of people who, might have trouble debugging with various things in WordPress. We actually use it because it's very helpful for various different, aspects in WordPress for, whether you're looking at queries or you're debugging like the requests and all these different things. It's a really great way to be able to just, fire off quick code, take a look at quick results and things like that. So it's a really cool plugin, very promising. I guarantee you'll see a lot more development on it. It'll be very active, primarily because most of the core team has been contributing to it. So it's just one of those cool plugins that we've been working on.
Awesome, awesome. And you've both been so involved with the WordPress project. Past 6 months, a year, what are you most proud of, each of you individually, as far as what WordPress has done or where it's come from?
I think probably in the past 6 months, maybe to 9 months, the best thing we did was merging in WordPress MU with WordPress 3.0. That's something we've been talking about probably going back 4 or 5 years, to almost the beginning of WordPress MU. And I was initially hesitant. I thought it would be harder, I thought it wouldn't be worth it, and I was totally proved wrong. And it went so much better than expected, and we're seeing a lot more use of it. We're seeing a lot more development on it, so the parts of it that weren't getting as much attention are now getting a lot more eyes on them, because a lot more people are using it and a lot more developers are working with it. So that's been the highlight for me.
I would definitely agree with a lot of that. In addition to that, there's a lot more focus now to concentrate a lot of resources on WordPress.org, which is great because there's a big community that can be built around a lot of the stuff there. There's 15,000 plugins and thousands of themes at this point, and a huge developer base. 200 people contributing to each version in the span of 4 to 6 months, which is great. And I think that the more we can do to make WordPress.org a better place, kind of bringing everyone in, I think it's the next thing as well. So, the software has been really just chugging along great. 3.0 was a fantastic release. 3.1 was pretty smooth. Things have come out very well with that. A lot of, small little features across the board that have made a big difference in some ways. I also really like what we're doing, long term in, WordPress.org.
Awesome. Best thing in the community.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And then final question would be, looking forward, what is, for each of you, kind of what you're looking at as, oh, this is my baby, or this is what I want to see happen in the future? If there is something.
So I now am lucky enough to be able to work full-time on the WordPress project on WordPress.org. So I'm able to, in many ways, look at what I was just talking about with .org and a lot of the stuff there, making it a better place for the community. Ideally, that's going to be a major focus in the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, of just what can we do there. In terms of features, that's we can't really speculate exactly what we have planned, but just something as simple as like making updates easier. They're already really easy, but why not take it one more step and let's figure out how much more easy can we make this? Can we speed it up? Can we make it more reliable than it already is? Because some people certainly have trouble with it. How can we improve our documentation, not just for updates, but overall? So just things like that, I think, are just things that we're thinking about each step of the
honestly,
way.
it's the little things that make it ever so incrementally easier to use that really excite me, because those things really add up. It's not like some whiz-bang new feature. You save, 35 million people a minute a day. That's big. That's important. That's gonna make them happy. And I think the goal of software is to sort of get out of the way. It shouldn't be like you're wrestling with WordPress. It should be you're creating content, you're editing content. WordPress is sort of your guardian angel just helping you out. So.